Sure.
And then I flip people.
I'm Ryan Lovey. On my left is Caleb Sheets. Over here is Tyler Albright.
Welcome to the Tavern.
Let's get it, baby.
Okay.
Alright, and we're back. Okay.
Oh my god.
It is a summer night.
You're gonna have such a fun
As
cutscene
black as the sky can be as
episode.
I look out my window into the abyss of nothingness.
Okay, that's personal, okay? Jeez.
Oh. Sorry.
Alright,
We're back. What's question one?
I don't know what's question one.
You're right. Oh, yeah. I am your host, Ryan, the lover lovey. Question one, boys. Right now.
Please avoid slapping the table.
I just want to know something.
Yeah.
Did you give yourself that nickname?
The lover?
Yeah.
Just let me do it.
No, like for real, like.
Yes, I am the lover. My last name's Lovey. I mean, you guys call me Lovey, the lover.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a sweatshirt. Watch out for some merch. The lover.
I'm not gonna lie. Nobody's called you that.
Plenty of people call me that.
I feel like no one actually calls you. You have that's your name on all of our group me's. No one actually says like, "Oh, hey, that's the lover." Like, no, that's Ryan the idiot.
That's actually true. I feel like I call you
I'm your
idiot
host.
far more often than I call you
Ryan,
or
the
lover.
idiot Lovey.
There we go.
Let's get going. First question. We're gonna start in college football. Top 6 teams right now. Who you got?
Nebraska, number 1.
Well then, I feel like
I mean, go Big Red, but that's not happening.
Yes.
So I got Alabama, Ohio State, and then I got Clemson, Notre Dame, and then on my outside looking in, I got Georgia and UCF. For Bama and Ohio State, it's pretty obvious they're definitely top 2 teams in the country. The way Ohio State's been playing is kind of undeniable. Clemson showed me a lot during the Syracuse game when Kelly Bryant decided he was going to be redshirting and Trevor Lawrence went down. It showed how much talent they have on the field outside of their quarterback position that they can bring around a team to bring back a win. And granted, it was against Syracuse, but even if they were down, didn't really matter. You could tell that Clemson was going to win that game come the fourth quarter. Notre Dame has beaten Michigan, Stanford, and Virginia Tech. Granted, only one of those is still ranked, but they're still solid wins. So at this point, they have the 4th best resume, in my opinion. UGA is going to have a chance to shore up their resume here in the next few weeks. They play LSU, UF, Kentucky, and Auburn, who are all ranked currently, and they will most likely be playing in the SEC championship should they win that UF game. So they will definitely have a lot of ranked wins, and I would have to say that's a pretty hard team to keep out of the playoff with all those wins. UCF
done yet?
is going to be pretty difficult to keep out.
UCF's
especially since they will have to go undefeated to get there. And it's going to be fun to see how UCF finishes out the season. They got 2 ranked teams at the end.
Well, that was a monologue.
Okay, well after that, yeah, let's
okay.
let's open up the reasonable discourse. Let's go.
I didn't even get to say my 16.
Who's your 6, Caleb? Who do you got?
Alright, are they the same as Tyler's? If not, why not?
They are not the same.
Okay.
What changes that?
I also have Bama at number 1. As much as I hate to have them at number 1, they are clearly the best team, which is frustrating every year. But what can you say? Nick Saban's doing a great job, which sucks. Then I have OSU at 2, which is the same as Tyler because they're just playing awesome, and Dwayne Haskins is just a beast right now. Nobody can stop that man.
Truth.
Anyway, then I have Georgia at number 3.
Why?
They're Georgia.
What have they done?
Nothing this year.
That's a good point.
That makes no sense.
I mean, real quick. So if we take Bama at number 1 and we look at like who they played this year,
Alabama's done nothing this year.
they've just done their past. So should they be number 1?
Absolutely.
They're
Also,
number 1 because they have the
Georgia
best team,
hasn't beat anybody either, but Bama hasn't beat anyone. They just beat them by a little more, like 40 points more.
Yeah. Bama is donkey stomping everyone they're supposed to be donkey stomping.
Yeah, they are.
Georgia is beating people.
Which they're still beating
They're
people.
winning.
That's what you have to do to stay in the top 5 is beat people.
Yes, they're winning, but Notre Dame
Okay,
has
but
beaten
number
better
4,
teams.
I just have Clemson back there because you're kind of my concern right now is quarterback. Because you don't know, like, if Trevor Lawrence is going to stay out for long. You just never know with that situation, with everything that's been going down. It's like a 3-quarterback system right now because if...
It's actually only 2 because Kelly Bryant redshirted. He's done.
Exactly. It's been a 3-quarterback system for the year. Because they had Kelly Bryant, then Trevor Lawrence came in, got hurt, and then they have the 8th string playing now, or whatever it is.
Actually, that's technically the 3rd string.
Technically speaking, yes.
Yes. So...
Whatever. 3rd string. You're hilarious. Then 5. I have UCF.
UCF at 5? And you have UCF at 6.
Honestly, I like really want to put UCF higher, but I can't right now.
Okay, so what does UCF have to do to get in?
Win out. They have to.
Even if they do win out, do they make it?
They have to beat everybody.
If they
win out their season,
everybody.
if they win out their season, you're telling me they're in a top 4 no matter what.
No.
Yeah, knowing UFC's history of getting... UFC, not UC. What did I say?
You said
said
UFC.
UFC.
It's UC. It's UCF.
Speaking of the UFC, no. Knowing UCF's history of getting cheated out of the top 4, they're going to have to win everything, and they're going to have to donkey stomp a little bit.
So UCF, so you're telling me if they win out, they're in. You both agree with that?
No, I don't.
I feel like they should be in.
They should be in, but
if
are
I
they
was
gonna
voting, I would put them at number 4.
So who do you
Will they
take
be
out?
in?
Who do I take out? Georgia.
Georgia, why?
Because one of those teams is going to have to play in the SEC championship game, and one of them is going to have to lose that game.
So if you lose the SEC championship game, you shouldn't be in?
Yes.
So if Bama loses
because
the SEC
UCF
championship
has to
game,
play in a championship game.
Yeah, so if Bama loses the SEC championship game, are they in the playoffs?
No.
No, they shouldn't be.
But are they going to?
No, because last year they didn't even make
They
the
didn't make
conference
the championship game. Is why.
And they still put them in. And then college football playoff said that will never happen again.
And you think they'll stick to their word?
They have to. You can't make that statement and not do it.
I don't think they'll stick to the word.
Okay, knowing how colleges in general work, like let us know in college football, colleges can make empty promises all the time. College football would be no different.
Yeah, but there's
what are you going to do, tune out?
Because we all
Yes!
No! It's almost like when Mike Riley promised those recruits we were going to win a lot of games.
And now they're not here.
Yeah, but replacing Mike Riley with prospects is different from replacing the whole college football paradigm.
But there's
I was just roasting Mike Riley.
Excuse me?
What?
Paradigm speak much?
All right.
Okay, but we
My
all agree.
gosh.
We all agree Alabama's the best team in the country.
Yes.
So
It's
if
hard to
they,
argue with that.
huh?
It's hard to argue with that.
It's hard to argue.
Yeah,
with
but
that,
if
'cause
they
they're not
lose, that's what happens. When you lose games, underdogs
If you lose
win
to the
games.
number two team, 3 team, arguably, then you should be out of the top 4. Even if they are right now arguably.
That's
or
just how that
not.
works. That's just how the system works.
Even though we agree they're not the best, or even though we agree
It's just
they are
always
the best
been
team.
better to lose earlier in the season.
True.
So if you're like an LSU, who is like my dark horse, they lost way early in the season. If
Yeah.
they were to win out, they would move up past Bama.
That's like the year Ohio State won the national championship in 2015. They lost to Virginia Tech in week 2
It was
of the
week
season.
1.
It was week 2 because Braxton Miller got hurt and JT Barrett took over. And that's why they lost, because he was 1 game in or 2 games in
They
or
had
something.
like 14 turnovers too.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then they destroyed everybody the rest of the year. And then JT Barrett got hurt, and Cardale Jones comes in and wrecks
Wins
Wisconsin.
Hey.
All I'm saying, if Bama doesn't make the playoffs, then there's going to be an uprising.
Yeah, by
Everywhere.
all the happy fans of college football.
Yes.
My goodness, I'm sick.
Well,
of
no,
it.
people are. I would be happy they're not in the playoffs.
Alabama fans are tired of being in the playoffs.
True.
But
My
people are gonna
goodness,
be-
they just want to move up to the NFL at this point.
honestly, they could probably beat some NFL teams.
Yeah,
You
no
could probably
kidding.
be in a... How many
And we
NFL
can't say the
teams
Browns
do you
because
think-
Browns
Okay,
actually-
because
Yeah, the
we
Browns
could
are
probably
better now.
name
Baker
on 2
Mayfield.
hands the NFL teams that, for sure more than 1 hand, the amount of NFL teams that Alabama could beat.
0.
0.
You don't think so?
Not
No.
even close.
Not the Browns?
Not even close.
The Browns
are
are good.
better
They're,
this
they're,
year.
they're not
Okay,
doing
what's
bad.
the worst team in the NFL this year?
I don't even care. Last year's Browns would beat Bama.
Do you realize that the
They are.
Browns consist of all the best
Yeah,
players
yeah, I get that.
from these schools?
Okay,
right?
so I have a.
So does
Even the Browns.
Alabama. The school Alabama consists of the best players from most of the schools.
I'm the best player in the country.
Okay, that's not what a host
And
says.
we're out.
That's not what a host says. Anyway, I didn't
Right.
even get to finish my list.
Okay, finish
All right,
the
who
list.
you had 5 at UCF
UCF, yes, and 5.
and 6.
6, I have Penn State right now.
Why?
Wow.
Because they would be in the exact same place as Ohio State right now if they just
If they
flip-flopped
won.
that game. And that game was so close. It could have went either way. realistically could have went either way.
If they won.
But they didn't.
But they didn't.
Yes, but Ohio State, I guarantee if Ohio State loses that game, they're at like number 4 or 5 right now instead of Penn State being as far down as they are.
I can't argue with that very well, but
Exactly.
I can't say that Penn State should be number 6 either.
But Penn State had
they
just
shouldn't
as
be
good a
far
chance of
outside
being...
of that, but I don't think they
Who
should
do
be
you?
top
Who's
6.
ahead of them?
UCF and Georgia and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is not in front of them.
Why? Why shouldn't they be? Because Notre Dame's actually beaten
Because
3
Notre
decent
Dame
teams.
is supposed to pay to get in these things, and they're not paying as much lately.
Brother.
Brother, indeed.
What?
Brother.
You're gonna judge the quality of a football team by how much they pay.
Brothers!
Isn't that how they judge who gets into heaven in that system?
And that's folks.
Dang!
And that's what we call
Notre Dame should
All
not
right,
be in
hot
the top
takes.
10 because they did not pay
Dang!
enough. They are stuck in college football playoff purgatory right now.
All right, we're
Hey,
gonna...
the Catholics do believe in that. I mean,
I-
what?
All right, well, so
So wait, speaking
this
of
is the
Texas,
death of the podcast before it even starts.
If we're talking about buying spots in the playoff, Texas would own all 4 spots.
Oh yeah,
So
but
let's-
I just was having some fun roasting on some Catholics.
Okay, speaking of Texas.
A big... Never mind.
You can edit that out. That was the joke.
The point of this thing is supposed to be unedited. Like, that's the whole... Okay, just keep going. Keep
Yeah,
going.
because we're gonna have to go through this entire thing without editing.
Speaking of Texas.
Can I not say something else about Notre Dame?
Go.
Go for
All
it.
right, go.
Notre Dame or Catholics? No more roasting Catholics on
You're
this
not
episode.
in the podcast.
Yes,
Shut up.
I am.
He literally has a camera on.
Yeah,
And
I'll
a
take
mic.
that down.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I
Okay.
can reach it.
Okay.
All right.
So what do you want to say
Keep
about
going.
Notre Dame?
What do you want to say?
They're probably up there. I just really don't like them. So, as an analyst for this organization, I can make comments that I want to, and I don't like them.
An analyst doing animalism.
That's
What was it?
Animalism.
You said animalism.
I think I
Or
said analysm.
animal.
You said
Animalism.
analysm, which sounds awful.
Analysm?
Yes,
Just, it's like analysis.
Analism.
analysm. That's what I was thinking.
I'm sorry.
You know, it
No,
takes
okay,
a lot
like,
of effort
yes.
to edit these.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
So we're done-
Not that much.
Over like an hour? Yeah.
This is not going to be an hour long.
All right, we'll keep going.
All right,
Keep
Caleb.
going.
Who is your dark horse for the college football playoffs?
LSU.
Why?
Because they're in one of the toughest sides of the toughest side of the SEC, which is like the hardest conference in football generally. Especially this year. Like the Big Ten is so down. What are you?
It's true.
The Big Ten is down. The Pac-12 is always down.
Yeah,
The ACC is not looking that great this year.
I think for LSU to get in, they're going to have to win out. They're going to have to beat Georgia. They're going to have to beat Mississippi State. They're going to have to beat Alabama, and they're going to have to beat TMU.
Yeah, and that's the point. Like,
And they're
look at
probably
those
going,
games.
and they're going to have to win the SEC championship because they're not going to put a one-loss LSU after them losing the SEC championship would be a 2-loss
Yeah,
LSU.
no, there's no
They're
way.
not getting in.
But
So-
here's the point. Like, obviously, like, you play Georgia, who's right now top 5. Mississippi State's a good team. They always
Yeah,
are.
they're
the last
ranked.
year, they're ranked. Bama's number 1. Texas A&M's a great
Also
team with Jimbo
ranked.
Fisher right now.
Mm-hmm.
They beat all of those teams and then
They're in.
win the SEC championship. You can't keep them out.
Now, how about this?
Because Bama would be dropped down. Georgia would be dropped down.
I think if they beat all those teams and lose the SEC championship,
There's no way.
I think there is a way.
How?
No,
You beat
can't.
2 top 5 teams.
They don't put 2
Georgia
lost
beat
teams in
Georgia
there.
beat the number or not Georgia. Auburn beat the number 1 team in the country 2 weeks in 2 out of 3 weeks last year, and they got stuck in the Peach Bowl against UCF. It's not happening.
Yeah, there's no 2 lost teams going to make it. Unless
No way.
unless there's only 3 1-loss teams in the country, a 2-loss team won't make it.
The only way I could even imagine a 2-loss team making it is if like Florida was to lose 2 games early in the season and then beats like number 1 Bama, number 3 Georgia, and number 5 LSU in the last 3 weeks of the season.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that's
those
the
non-conference
only
games
way
that they
to
lost
prove
would have
those.
had to have been against literally like Ohio State, Clemson.
Like you'd have to have some ridiculous schedule to make that work out in your favor.
And even then, they'd probably be like, yeah, no, 2 losses, no.
Who's your dark horse, Tyler?
I like Texas just because they're Texas. Because
I don't like Texas for that exact same reason.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that.
I actually share that opinion as far as my personal opinion of Texas goes, but as far as my dark horse to make this playoff, Texas is a good spot because they beat Oklahoma, who's a top 10 team. Assuming Oklahoma continues to win out, they will most likely end the season a top 10 team. And they play West Virginia November 3rd. So if they can pull off that win, that's 2 top 10 wins. And Texas is Texas. The media loves Texas.
That's true.
So
all they have to do, TV.
All they have to do is finish the season winning out and win their conference championship, and it's going to be very hard to keep Hook'em out of the playoffs.
So do you realistically think that they have a really good shot of winning out?
It depends on if they play West
if they
Virginia
play like they
the
played
way
against
they played
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, they will win that game.
Yeah.
Now, would you guys say that Oklahoma still has a chance to make the playoffs?
If Texas continues to play well?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, as we move forward to the NBA, my boy Jimmy Butler.
Hold on. Why don't you think they have a chance?
Uh-oh.
A chance for what?
Oklahoma getting in.
Because I don't think they're going to put Oklahoma in over Texas. Assuming
Okay,
they both win out, Oklahoma will have lost the head-to-head.
But Oklahoma, wouldn't they play each other in the Big 12 championship game?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they do.
It's
the 2 top seeds in the Big 12 that play each other. There's no like East, West, North, South.
So they both can't win out. That's what I'm saying. If Texas wins the conference championship game,
but what I'm saying is before the Big 12 championship, they both win out, both make it to the Big 12 championship game, and then Oklahoma wins that game against the Texas that has won out up to that point. So there are 2 games against.
Then they would have an argument, but they would also
their losses are just against each other there.
Yeah.
So Oklahoma's 1 loss is against a team that they just beat again later in the season.
Which is a fair point, but you're going to have to hold that up against whether if Georgia beats all these teams that they have lined up. They have 4 ranked teams in the regular season plus a ranked SEC championship opponent. If they win out, that's 5 ranked opponents they've beaten in the last 7 weeks of the season. That win over Texas, I don't care when it happened, is not going to boost that. It's not going to jump over them. The media doesn't love Texas that much. Okay.
But who would be the 4 teams then? It would be Bama, OSU, Clemson, and Georgia instead of them.
Probably.
Well, Bama would have a loss then if Georgia were in.
I think
because one of those teams would have to lose in that championship game. So I think losing the championship game would jump Oklahoma.
You know what makes
in
a
front
really
of them.
easy fill-in spot for all these losses in conference championships?
6 spots. Oh.
Yeah, I would love that for sure.
Because
you
would have a
UCF in
UCF
there
team
than
that would win their conference championship and be 25 or 26-0 in the last 2 years.
And
granted, last year's team has a lot of people that left, but that team is still
Scott Frost
stacked.
left too from UCF.
Yeah, but Josh Heupel has that team rolling. They are scoring points
so well,
and they are drilling people.
Mackenzie Milton is
the
real deal.
So
that man's a freak.
While we're talking about Mackenzie Milton, let's go to Heisman check. Mackenzie Milton Heisman?
No.
I think that he's not going to win it purely because
is he in the talking at least?
I think he should be
top
3. I think he should be in there.
I feel like top 3 is fair, but in order for Mackenzie Milton to win the Heisman, UCF is going to have to make the playoff. Because the Heisman has been historically best player on the best team type of award.
Yeah, the last time it wasn't actually best team. It was Johnny Manziel when they still only lost 2 games.
Yeah, or another one was Robert Griffin when he was at Baylor. They weren't necessarily the best team in the country, but he was definitely the best player. But more often than not, it goes to a top 4 team.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to be in the playoff, and he's going to have to lead them there and be that guy for them.
Well, he's got to lead them to the playoff and put up similar, if not better numbers than Dwayne Haskins if Haskins doesn't take his team to the playoffs. So if Haskins takes Ohio State to the playoffs and has similar numbers to any other quarterback,
then he's going to win it.
The problem with his competition is he's got a lot of people to go against, especially at his position. He's got Tua Tagovailoa, he's got Kyler Murray at Oklahoma, and Dwayne Haskins at Ohio State, and all of those 4 have better stats than him right now.
And Will Grier is up there too.
Yeah, Will Grier's having a lights out
Will Grier's in the Big
year.
12, and you can put up insane numbers in the Big 12 in the last few weeks.
Yeah,
I mean, he could go to the throw for 5,000 yards just randomly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So who's on your Heisman watch? Top 3 Heisman.
I have Kyler Murray and Dwayne Haskins. They're definitely my top 2. I think Tua's got to be sitting there at number 3. But I feel like if Tua can keep this season rolling the way it's going and lead them into a playoff berth, then it's going to be hard to keep him out of talks unless Dwayne Haskins just continues to just put up ridiculous video game style numbers.
Caleb, who do you got for your top 3?
It's similar. Tua's probably number 1 just because he's playing for Alabama.
Do you guys leave out Kyler Murray out of Oklahoma, or how do you guys feel about him?
I feel like he's going to get dropped down simply because of
The Texas-
Mayfield from last year.
The problem with that is he's got better stats than Mayfield through this many games
Yeah.
right now. And Mayfield obviously won the Heisman last year. And it's not like he's playing trash opponents. I mean, he put up...
No, he's playing...
Even against Texas, he went 19 for 26 for 304 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Yeah.
He also was leading the team in rushing with 11 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
he played an insane
even when their
game.
team loses, he's still the most
But
valuable
that's the
player
problem.
on
Like,
the
if
field.
they lose one more game, he's out of the Heisman.
I feel like that's...
Like
a
that,
fair
and
point.
that's
But if
just,
they
that's
win
just
out-
that's just how the Heisman works, which is ridiculous in my opinion.
If we go to our hypothetical and they win out and play Texas in the Big 12 championship, then he brings his team to the playoffs.
I think if
that's-
they go to the playoff, he can win it easy.
so he's
Yeah.
like a close 4th behind.
Well, because like I have Tua first right now, just because Alabama is putting up these godlike numbers,
Yeah.
and most of it is because of him.
Honestly, I have Kyler Murray right now. If the Heisman was handed out in the next 20 minutes, Kyler Murray would come in second with my vote.
And who would be first?
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne
Haskins.
Haskins.
So you say it's closer than other years have been. This year, would you?
I don't know because there's
It's
a
hard
lot
to
of
tell right now. We're
there's a
halfway
lot
through
of
the season.
play
There's
who's
more
going to win
variables.
it
There's-
halfway through the season. We'll have a lot more information to look at by the end of the season because Kyler Murray has to play against Oklahoma State and he plays at West Virginia later on in the season. Dwayne Haskins has already beaten TCU at a neutral site where he put up 344 yards and 2 touchdowns. He beat Penn State at Penn State during a whiteout where he put up almost 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and only had 1 interception. So against his 2 best teams, he's 5 for 1 on touchdowns interception ratios. And then he again gets to play Michigan, obviously, at the end of the season. So there's a lot of big
and
games
Michigan
for these two
can
to
be
play
a
against.
one-loss team at that point.
That
Exactly.
could be, yes.
So that would
If he
be a
keeps putting
top
up
10
these
team that
numbers,
they would have to beat.
He's
So
got it easily.
that's definitely a pretty big stretch of games that he can put together for stats.
That's
So
good.
there's a lot of opportunities for Heisman moments there.
Yeah.
I just
So
like
we-
Mackenzie Milton is not going to be up there just simply because
He plays for UCF.
I don't think
much.
I don't think he's going to have enough big games that are
Yeah.
going to be nationally televised.
he's
where
not going to have
he's
that
gonna have an opportunity.
Heisman moment game.
Yeah, to get that play in where he's got the final drive to win the game
Yeah.
and everybody's watching.
Yeah.
Because most people won't be watching.
That's true.
Unless, of course, the College Football Playoff Committee decides to respect these guys for the next few weeks and continue pushing them up the ranks. Because last year, we all know that they had a 2-loss Mississippi State in front of an undefeated UCF just so they didn't have to come up with a reason to not have them in there. But they have seemed to be continuing to get a little more respect. They're ranked number 10 right now, and we're only halfway through the season. So if they can
Makes
put
sense.
together some big wins against USF and who else do they play at the end of the year?
So basically, if these college football guys respect the UCF team,
They play
then we got a
Cincy,
chance,
too.
right?
I think so.
So doubtful.
I think so because they play Cincinnati, who's ranked 25th currently, and they play USF, who's also a top 25 team. So if they can put out some big numbers against them, they're going to have problems keeping them from scoring. But if their defense can show, hey, we got top 10 offenses here and we can stop them, then I feel like that gives them a fairly decent opportunity to make a playoff berth because they can't play everybody outside of their conference. I mean, they can only play 3 or 4 out-of-conference games. They don't get the opportunity to go play Alabama, Georgia, LSU every week.
Yeah.
They have to play who's given to them. That's all they can do.
But they gotta, for lack of a better word, just donkey stomp everybody who's
Donkey
in front of
stop!
There's
kidding.
there's win, there's beat down, there's just
yeah.
murder,
They're just-
and then there's donkey
They're
stomp.
just
Yeah! that much.
All right,
Kill a kid.
that's a dying person after they get talking
Kill a
about, right?
kid.
That's
Now,
weird.
now I do. I have a
Before I
quick question. I have a question for you guys. I think this can wrap up our college football talk for now, and we'll move on. Who would be the most? All right, within the next 5 years, what team, not in the top 10 right now, ends up being a top 4 team? Within the
Right
next
now?
5 years.
They're not in the top 10 right now.
Right now.
Michigan.
Michigan?
Michigan's ranked 12th right now. I feel like that's not a very hot take, but
No, like, yeah,
They're-
Michigan will probably start out next year ranked in the top 4.
That
Are we
was the
talking-
most, like, not hot. That was not hot, not cold. That's like a bottle of water,
Fine,
like, sitting in a room.
As a
Take.
Nebraska fan, I'm going to say Nebraska.
Does
Adrian
that's how it
Martinez.
goes. Within
is
next
going to
4
bring that
years.
team.
Next 4 years, does Nebraska make top 10?
Top 10,
Top 10,
yes.
they have
for
to.
sure.
if I feel like Scott Frost will have issues sticking around if he's not up there because
Nebraska
there's such high expectations
will be in
for
the
this
top
guy.
10 in the next 4 years.
College football playoffs within the next 4 years?
That's okay.
Ooh, that's
That's
wishful
lofty
thinking
because
there.
like
Yeah.
there's times where like you have like people like LSU who are constantly at the top and you're like they haven't made it yet.
So that's what I'm saying.
And that's such a lofty goal.
That is, yeah. So, but
I think playing for a Big Ten championship within the next 3 or 4 years is an attainable goal.
Because I feel like if Nebraska is able to play for a Big Ten championship and win the Big Ten championship,
If
I
they,
feel like they
if
haven't
they can
talked to
play
get in
and
top
win
4.
a Big Ten championship, then they'll probably be in the
that's
top
what I'm
4.
saying. And if, as Tyler said, that he believes in 4 years that we'll be able to play for a Big Ten championship.
But there's the
and I
difference
say-
is you got to win that game.
Well, yeah.
Because, like-
exactly.
It's just like LSU like making it and you're like, okay, LSU makes it to an SEC championship game or something, but they lose.
Another
No.
team I like that's not necessarily a hot take is Stanford. They're not ranked right now. They're having a pretty down year, but I think what Shaw can bring to the table as far as recruiting and putting a game plan together, I think he'll get that program turned back around. They've been at the top, and I think he can get them back up there.
As we wrap up college football, we're going to now move to professional basketball and start with no other than the Minnesota Timberwolves, with Jimmy Butler saying to the GM, "You freaking need me. You can't win without me."
Profane interjection. Yeah.
Just what do you guys think? Is Jimmy Butler the best player in Minnesota?
No.
Who is?
Karl Anthony Towns.
Why?
He's the future of that team. And in my opinion, he's already better than Jimmy Butler.
But he's not putting up numbers. Why are they not winning? They have talent in that city.
He
Why are
can
they
put
not
up
winning?
those numbers. They don't give him the ball enough.
Is Jimmy
first
Butler
off, it's so hard
is
to
Jimmy
focus
Butler
your
the
team
reason
around
he's not getting the ball?
I don't think it's necessarily Jimmy Butler, but I don't think Jimmy Butler needs to be saying that you can't win without me because they can. If they get rid of Jimmy Butler, they can pick somebody else up who's going to fill in for Jimmy Butler, who's actually going to be a team player and not walk up to the GM and become just the biggest hothead for no reason.
Now he also said,
Like, there's no reason for him to want to leave this situation. He's making it worse.
Jimmy Butler also said that Cat was the best player on the team. He said it from himself in an interview from apologized for what he said. But that could just be his humbleness, you know.
Oh, humble!
Oh yeah, that's something that runs
Yeah.
rampant in professional
People are really
sports.
humble when they say that you effing need me to their GM.
Okay.
So
That shows some humility
wonder,
right there.
It makes me wonder what's been happening in that locker room there because you don't get people lashing out like that in practice
Well, he
without
did-
having some level of toxicity in that locker room, whether it's
I feel like he's the toxicity,
extreme
though.
or a major thing. But
Again, he also, he said he hasn't played basketball in a while. His emotions just ran rapid, which being sports guys,
But for how many days? Because this was over like a multiple day thing.
yeah.
Like, you got to be able to sleep on that and get over it. You can't tell your GM to basically F off.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. You just have to sleep on it and get over it.
Unless you're LeBron.
I
guess.
LeBron could do that.
LeBron can't get away with that. He is the GM.
also, if he said
That is true.
If he said that to his
LeBron can say that
GM,
too.
Magic would
Yeah,
start laughing at him.
Magic would be like, ha
Yeah,
ha
but, okay,
ha,
but I'm
ha.
talking about when he was in Cleveland, he could say.
But he was the
literally-
GM in
He
Cleveland.
literally
Like,
told
let's be
Tyronn Lue
honest.
in the 2017 finals, he said, "Tyronn Lue, get out of here. I'm the coach now. Let me write up the play real quick."
Okay, let's look at this in this way. LeBron has been in the league for 15 years at that point?
Mm-hmm.
14 years? Tyronn Lue played back whatever and was like an okay player. I feel like LeBron playing for 14 years is just as good of a coach as Tyronn Lue, who was in his, second year at that point?
Yeah.
On a team that LeBron led to the finals anyway. Tyronn Lue won an NBA championship just because of LeBron. I mean, and Kyrie, but like LeBron is
Fair
the
point.
coach that took them there,
That
not
is true.
Tyronn Lue.
That is
like
true.
he was there. He's a paid coach.
Yeah.
But LeBron did more than Tyronn Lue, in my opinion.
So back to Minnesota, I think that him lashing out has more to do with the fact that they're not winning than anyone's skill level. I think maybe he's seeing lack of effort in practice because I feel like that's the only thing that would cause someone to lash out and say, I want to test you right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
I see-
Is him seeing them not trying in practice and
Who,
saying,
though?
I'm going to embarrass
Well,
you.
I think that's what we can't see.
Cat
We-
and
I mean,
Andrew Wiggins.
You think it's Cat?
not
or-
trying in practice.
Or because I can see Wiggins more than anything, because Wiggins has been unhappy with his situation since he's shown up. He has,
think that's
first
fair.
off, Wiggins hasn't put up any numbers at all.
I mean,
That guy was supposed to be like the next best thing.
I
and
think
he's
he
averaging
can,
like
though.
8 a game. Like, what's he doing? Play.
I can't argue
Because I
that.
see
He's not
I
doing
see-
a lot in Minnesota.
I see Minnesota like the Detroit Lions when Megatron was with them. That they were, when you look at the stat paper, they had just had a squad. Like Minnesota has a squad. They got a team. But somehow they can't put it together to win. I see it just like the Detroit Lions. And I don't know what's missing, whether it's like a strong leader on the court, whatever it may be. But they can't.
The one
they
thing
can't
that
win.
just makes it so much harder is how young they are.
I think that's in it too.
Like, I
How
mean, you
young
look
they
at the Phoenix Suns. The Suns have just phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
And they were god awful last year.
Because they're all 12.
Exactly.
That is true.
The
That is
Phoenix
true.
Suns last year, their average starting age was younger than like half of the NCAA's starting age.
They were a young team.
They were
Devin
like
Booker.
their average starting age was 21 years old last year.
Yeah. So
Barely drinking age.
Yes, and those guys are making millions of dollars playing crappy basketball.
well, they're learning. Like
I
you
feel
said,
like
Exactly,
that's their
that's-
next life goal is just play
So
crap
let's see.
basketball.
That's fine with me.
I mean, I already do play crap basketball.
We're not making millions on that though.
So I want to see. I want to see what.
If I could make millions playing crap basketball, I would
Brady,
play
I mean-
some crap basketball.
Yeah, like you're.
I play some crap.
I'm
Basketball.
not gonna
So-
lie. I've watched
You've
you
never
play
seen me on a
basketball.
court. I play some crap basketball.
That is very true.
I'm not like
I mean,
I'm sure that we could put together a video of us all playing basketball.
we
and-
could definitely do that.
if we could get
Like and subscribe if you want to see
that-
us play some basketball.
that could be how we make millions of dollars. We'll just do like a fundraiser for the worst basketball
The
teams
worst-
on the planet.
Yeah, that's our cause, right? Better basketball.
Yeah.
Better
We're
basketball.
the boys for better basketball. BBB. We're gonna rate. business.
Yeah,
There's
that
already
big
a
baller
BBB.
brand. Yeah, good idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take down the Ball family.
Dude, 3-on-3.
Actually, that shouldn't be that hard. The two of them are probably not gonna make it in the NBA, and the one should probably still be in jail. But it's basically a 1-on-3
Well,
game
I like
at that
Lonzo.
point.
Lonzo. Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Lonzo's great.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
two are just.
Okay, so
This
let's.
table is smarter than those two. Like,
Wow!
Hey.
Wow!
Boys out here.
Hey.
Boys out here in Lithuania in the snow. My
LeVar
man.
Ball's out there
my
like, my son, he's gonna be better than Michael Jordan.
he's
my
like-
son is better than Michael Jordan, bro. Your
see-
son got kicked out of UCLA.
Hey!
Oh.
You see.
Oh, for those listening to the audio podcast, Tyler's stool just broke.
Go find us on YouTube. Wow.
Oh, that's funny.
My boy, what's the biggest one? Leangelo? Is that not the shooter? You know, the bigger one?
Did you say
The-
D'Angelo?
His
Yeah.
name is okay. So
Is
it's
his name
Lonzo,
legit
I think
Leangelo, and Lamelo.
Yeah, Leangelo's the big one. My man Leangelo can't get up the court.
Did they-
He goes 2 times and goes.
Leangelo is the one that should be in prison in China right now.
Oh, right. What, is
That's
he
because
the
he-
one that kickstarted the whole
You would
My
think
man-
he'd be in good shape after having to steal something to run in China.
I mean,
Yikes.
what's his bucket? LaMelo was fighting somebody on
Yeah,
the
no
court.
kidding.
But-
See,
but-
that's
okay.
why we could beat the Ball family.
I just
He
wanna roast-
wants all
Wait,
that
okay,
smoke.
okay.
Like,
Let's
Turn
take.
it down.
Okay. One more roast on the Ball family, then we'll get back to it. My man LaMelo out here fighting, got these twig on. You don't talk about my family. Ooh, I'm a Lithuanian. I don't know what you're saying. Ooh, like he's like
You're
Come-
not wrong.
come to Lincoln, Nebraska.
You know, just for that, I'm gonna start calling you the lover now.
Thank you.
Just for that.
Come out here. And I'll show you how to love.
All right.
My boy
I'm not
LaMelo.
telling you the lever anymore. That we can't handle it.
Back to basketball. Real basketball. Real basketball. Let's
Yeah,
do
no
some.
kidding.
Let's go. Let's do way too early final predictions. Who do you got?
Warriors.
frick.
Okay,
You got the
about
Warriors?
Way too early. Yeah.
Yeah, way too early. Way too early. Final predictions. Who do you
I
got
got-
out of the West?
Warriors over Celtics in 6 in the
Ooh.
final.
Houston.
Ooh.
Over the Warriors?
Yes.
When?
This year.
No, wait. I
Houston,
want to know. I want
Houston
to
over the
know.
Warriors.
Does LeBron and the Lakers make even the conference finals?
Yes. No. Maybe. No, they
I
do
think
not.
they make the playoffs.
I
LeBron has missed.
think LeBron leads his team to over 50 wins,
Okay.
but they lose in the conference semifinals.
The conference semifinal. Because I want to let
To
you guys
either
know.
the Warriors or the Rockets.
LeBron, in his career in the NBA, has not made the conference finals only 5 times. Only 5 times out of his career
Yes.
has not been in the conference finals.
I would blow my mind if the Lakers did not play the Warriors in the conference semifinals.
You think-
or the conference finals.
You think they'll make it to the finals?
Blow your mind.
I think the Lakers. can
Where
make
did Houston go?
Houston? Because
They-
LeBron is that man.
That is
I
true.
don't
That is
disagree.
true.
LeBron is that man, but it all depends. Do you think Houston can beat Golden State or not?
No.
In 7?
Why not?
I don't know. Right
Houston
now. I don't
only
know.
lost Trevor Ariza, but they also brought in Carmelo.
That's a worry.
What the hell is
It's-
Carmelo
It's a
been
worry
doing?
right now, but the way he's been playing with those guys, he's been playing well. You bring in
He started
Carmelo.
playing well. He started playing well when he was with the Thunder too. When he was with these other teams.
That's a big difference because when you play with Chris Paul is going to get you the ball.
That's true.
When you play with Russell Westbrook, he's going to get you the ball, but not really. He just gets those 10 assists a game, and then he takes it the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Like, Chris Paul is one of those guys that's going to get, like, 40 assists in a game, and he's like, oh, I got 10 points? Oh, cool.
So we agree. We agree. The top 3 coming out are Golden State, LA, and Houston.
In the West.
My dark horse in the West are going to be the Spurs with DeMar DeRozan. That's going to be my dark horse.
That's going to be interesting.
don't
I think
see
that's
that.
going to be my especially Popovich is such a good
don't see
coach.
that.
As a 4th
I see-
seed,
Not a 4. I don't know about a 4 seed, but I think
could
they're going to
see
do a
that
lot
maybe
better.
maybe being the 4th seed, but I don't see them getting any past that. Like, I don't see them working up
well,
to...
that's not what we're saying. We're saying they're going
Yeah,
to
but
be the
you
4th best team in the West.
I think that's my dark horse is the Spurs. Like I think they're going to do a
I don't
lot better
know.
than
I don't
people
know.
give
I don't know
credit
how
for.
DeRozan is gonna feel about being there, and I don't know if he's gonna play very well considering what happened in the offseason.
We'll see.
I mean,
time
he
will
is
tell.
livid,
Yeah.
absolutely livid about that situation.
But that might make him play even better. Just that.
Maybe,
Or
or
worse.
it can make you play worse.
worse.
See, it's just like one of those things that you said with Carmelo. Like, you don't know if you're going to get selfish Carmelo who doesn't actually help the team,
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to get Carmelo who's willing to help the team out.
Now let's jump to a more interesting conference. The Eastern. I'm so surprised I'd say that. Eastern Conference is actually coming up.
That's
in,
because
like-
LeBron's gone.
All right, Eastern Conference.
All right.
Again, we like the Celtics. I like the Celtics, but there's also some dark. I think the 76ers are going to give the Celtics a run for their money. I do.
I don't think they take them 7 games.
You don't think so?
Because they're going to have Kyrie and they're going to have Hayward back, and they're playing with a team that was 5 minutes from beating LeBron last year
Yeah.
without those two.
Yeah. I struggle to ever jump on the Sixers bandwagon. It's just a hard bandwagon to jump
Come
on.
on. Just come on.
No,
Just come
it's hard because you got people like I'm not a fan of people like Joel Embiid.
What do you mean? What about Joel Embiid?
He frustrates me. The man doesn't act like he's a good player.
But
he's way better at talking trash than he is at getting his team wins.
Yeah, okay. For now, I think he's coming up.
Okay,
in the
he's
league.
a
I think he's
phenomenal
coming up in the-
player.
I think he's coming
a
up in the
phenomenal
league.
player, but he's not like a Kyrie type of player where you can literally just single-handedly take your team all the way.
I think he eventually will be there, though.
But do you think
I
he
think
can do that as a
eventually.
center?
I think so. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think look at Anthony Davis with New Orleans. That's what he. I mean, they're not. I mean, he gets
Anthony
in the
Davis
playoffs,
in New Orleans are making it to the first round and getting swept.
but they're making it with just Anthony Davis. A center is
Hey
carrying
man,
that team.
Rondo was helpful there.
Okay.
Also had DeMarcus Cousins until he got hurt.
Until he got hurt.
And I mean,
But,
I think
even before DeMarcus Cousins got there, it's just
okay, but
Anthony Davis.
first off, the Pelicans are a better team than you think without Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis has played one full season or less. Like he's played less than a
Yeah,
full
he does
season
get
over the
hurt.
last 2 seasons, and they've still made the playoffs.
So
without him.
my dark horse in the East is I'm gonna go opposite the Spurs, and I'm gonna say the Raptors with Kawhi and Kyle Lowry.
I think that they can.
I don't think they're
Like,
going to
do
do
you-
anything because I don't think Kawhi wants to be there. I feel like Kawhi would
I think
rather sit on
Kawhi
the
should
bench
be
and
out
twiddle
of the
his
league.
thumbs.
Whoa.
That is
Wow!
that guy.
Hot
No,
take.
that guy.
Homie,
First off,
homie.
no,
He
you-
laughed. He laughed
Take.
for the first time
No,
in
wait.
17 years of his life. He said,
No,
He said,
but
Okay.
you cannot do that to your team and then expect people to like you again.
What?
This man
Just
was
not go. Just not
hurt.
go, yeah.
He was hurt, and the doctors said, "No, you can play," but he's like, "No, I'm not." And then he just disappears off
Yeah,
the
he
planet.
went to New York,
He
yeah.
literally was gone. Nobody even. No, they
And-
called him. He didn't answer. No, nobody had a clue where he was. He just left.
Yeah. And also,
Like, you don't
Yeah.
do that. You are paid to be with your team, and if you are able to play, that is your job. That'd be like Brady
What's up?
getting paid to go to work, and Brady's like, "Oh, I had some carpal tunnel. I'm out for a few weeks of work." And then when he's fine, he's like, "Actually, I don't really want to be here, and I'm gonna go to New York and just chill, and nobody's
So,
gonna
yeah,
know I'm
That's how
there."
work actually works most of the time. Except they contact your employer and say, yeah, he's fine.
okay.
That's how you-
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Kawhi just left.
Yeah,
Kawhi
I'll
left
be fired.
and is getting paid millions of dollars to leave and now go to another team. Whereas in the real life, with real world scenarios, you'd be fired and they'd find somebody else.
I think the most exciting thing about the NBA is going to be the Lakers next year when Kawhi playing for them.
I think Kawhi's going to the Lakers. And I
Kawhi
think that's
should
gonna
not be in the NBA.
And once Kawhi gets to the Lakers,
He's going to be back home
that's going to be
in his mama's basement.
That is a team.
Yeah,
That is
maybe,
a team.
maybe that's his problem.
You have two-
He's had too long without his mama. Everybody knows you got to be around your
We'll
mama.
get Kawhi's mom to move to New York. Problem solved.
But
Kawhi's
he's not even
Toronto.
playing in New York.
Kawhi's mama, if you ever see this, I bet you're
He's in
wonderful. woman. I
Toronto.
love your son. I really do. I think he's a great basketball.
Caleb doesn't. Caleb
No,
is
your son
absolute
is
trash.
trash.
Okay, get out of here. See, he's great. He really is. Okay.
No.
Okay. That's enough.
No.
Okay. That's enough basketball.
Like, freaking tell your son to
That's
do
great
his job.
basketball. That's great basketball. Let's hop over to the
You got
NFL.
people like us
That we're going-
struggling to
okay,
survive. Look at
okay.
this print. Look at this. We're printing on his old papers.
We're broke, okay, people? We're broke.
Man.
Okay. We're gonna get out of the NBA. I'm sure we'll be back
Oh.
eventually in the future.
Goodness.
NFL. Two top teams.
We already visited the NFL.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
When did we visit?
No, we didn't.
Where the freak were
College
you?
football
Yes.
playoffs. Bam.
What are you doing?
Okay, NFL.
Wow, look
We
at that.
got
All of
the
our.
lover loves everyone. Okay, top two
Please don't
teams.
touch yourself like that again.
Please do.
He's just referring to the
Oh!
Boy, don't do this on camera.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, hey, yeah.
That's for
we have
later.
4 cameras. It's
Later.
Not, it's not that kind of production. level.
Yeah, man. I mean, we got the lights. And
you just
actually,
said
you know
the
what?
lights.
It could be one of those.
Behind the brick wall?
Later.
Okay.
That's the post show.
All right, we're focusing. Focusing. Only undefeated teams left: Chiefs and Rams. Who loses first?
Chiefs.
They both go undefeated. Tie.
I think.
So wait, when they play each other, November, what is it, 16th?
19th.
November 19th, I'm sorry. Who wins, Chiefs or Rams?
No, they tie.
They tie?
And then they go to the
I-
playoffs, and they're the number 1 seed, and they both get a bye week, and then they meet each other in the Super Bowl, and then somebody has
I
to
see
win.
the Rams winning that.
You see Rams beating Chiefs.
Yes. I feel like the Chiefs are playing as good as they possibly can right now.
Do we know where that game is? Can we figure out where this Rams-Chiefs game is?
Oh, you mean like right now?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Is this at Arrowhead Stadium? Because at Arrowhead Stadium, November, with a bunch of LA boys,
That's
they
gonna-
are not going to like it. It is going to be cold.
I don't think you understand the LA boys because those guys just now live in LA. They don't necessarily.
I am
live
from
there all the
Nebraska,
time.
and I lived in Florida for a while, and I'm still frozen every summer
I'm
because
from
you
Houston.
get acclimated to the heat.
That's true. Let's see where the game is first. Let's see where the game is.
I think,
See it.
especially since even if they're from a climate, like personally they're from areas where they're used to the cold, it's only like a 2-day thing. They're not there for 2 weeks getting
No,
used
yeah,
to the
yeah.
cold. They show up and it's cold.
Okay, Brady,
And they
where's the
deal
game
with it.
at, Brady? Where's
I'm
the
going to
game?
completely nullify your point. Chiefs at Rams.
Okay.
See,
Alright,
here's the
Rams.
So
thing.
that makes it very different. I feel like that's a significantly more neutral climate
I
to deal
think
with.
that the Rams are going to win that game, but the Chiefs will have already lost before then.
To who?
Possibly. The Chiefs could go into Gillette this week and lose.
So as I said, I think the only team that's on the Chiefs' schedule besides the Rams that are going to beat them before them is the Patriots.
That's what I was thinking.
My problem with that is the way the NFL's been going, we've been getting a lot of college football type scores going on.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs put up stupid numbers against the best defense in the league. And it was ridiculous.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Stupid numbers.
Stupid numbers.
No,
Stupid
Five-four.
Here's the
numbers.
thing. I don't know if the Chiefs' defense is playing insane right now.
That is
I
true.
don't know if they can keep that up the rest of the year. And
I
against
feel-
Tom Brady, first off, you never know what Patriots team is going to show up in the regular season because they usually just cruise to the playoffs and get whatever seed they really feel like, and then they just go to the Super Bowl anyway.
Yeah.
That's what they do. So,
kinda-
like,
that is
it's
true.
kind of one of those things where I feel like the Patriots, after last year's game against the Chiefs, are going to be a little more excited for this year's because they got railed by the Chiefs last year.
I think
Absolutely
there's
railed.
an unfinished business aspect to this Patriots game coming up.
Yes, there is. Because
That
the
is true.
Patriots got walked all over last year.
I mean, my man Patty Mahomes out here
He's
throwing first down
killing
passes left-handed. I mean,
Yes.
the
sure.
man can do literally
No,
everything.
That man is insane. But I'm saying the Chiefs are playing as good as they can play right now.
That is true.
And so if it takes a step down, I feel like because I don't know if it can go up.
But even if they take a step down, I think they're still in a position where they're still crush teams, even if they take a step down of where they are right now.
It
They'll
depends
just
on
beat them
who
by
takes
like
a
10
step down.
points.
It depends
Oh,
on
yeah,
who
yeah.
takes a step. If their defense takes a step down, then it's going to be just a shootout.
Which I think the Kansas City has the best offensive players in the league. They're going to shoot out any other team.
I mean, they have been
They're-
shooting out.
They're going to
Yes.
shoot out any other team.
Right now.
If their defense steps down, no other team is going to keep up with that type of lineup with Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Kareem
Kareem
Hunt,
Hunt. Yeah,
Patty Mahomes. They're not going to be
yes.
able to keep up with this squad.
Yeah, but
They're
you
not.
got to remember, this is Patty Mahomes' first season. You got to think that at some point he's going to have
I thought that was...
game.
Oh, he's going to have a game.
A game where it goes down. I'm not saying
He's
like
gonna have
the difference is
because
he's
we're
gonna
talking
have,
about a loss in
Yes.
these next games. We're saying who's going to lose first.
Yeah.
Is he going to have a loss in Gillette or a bad game in Gillette Stadium, or is he going to have a bad game at Arrowhead versus the Broncos? Because a bad game at Arrowhead versus the Broncos, the Chiefs are still going to pull that out.
That's what I'm saying.
Think-
Versus the
Yes.
Browns, they're still going to pull that out. Versus the Cardinals,
I just
they
think-
could probably bench all four of the people Ryan just played and still beat the Cardinals.
Yeah,
okay?
they're
that's
terrible.
actually not a very hot take.
Not at all. That's
The
a lukewarm
Bengals?
take at best.
Like,
See, what were the? Why
The
did
Cardinals or the
I mean,
Browns of the
we
last,
just
like,
turned
3
out
years.
simmering. It's just
Not even that. It's like you pulled it out of the refrigerator and it's been sitting out there. It's not quite
I
room
mean,
temperature yet.
true.
All right,
It's just a frosty.
Yes, it's about time to wrap up.
Okay, real quick to end Super
Hold
Bowl
on, we didn't
predictions.
even
Super Bowl
Who's gonna
predictions?
lose first?
We have to end.
We
Wait,
decided
wait,
that
real
the
quick. We'll
Chiefs-
start.
All right,
We'll start with that.
do
Who loses
1,
first?
2,
Caleb.
And then Ryan will tell
The Chiefs are going to lose first.
Chiefs lose
because
first.
if they play head to head, the Rams are going to beat them.
Who loses first?
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs lose to who? The Rams?
The Chiefs will have to lose to the Patriots if they're going to lose first. If I believe the Chiefs will beat the Rams.
So only if they
in
get
that
to the
game.
Patriots and they beat the Patriots, they go. Super Bowl predictions. Who wins the Super Bowl this year?
Chiefs Rams, they both win. 0 losses and a tie.
Super Bowl win.
Oh man, that's tough. Also,
Uh.
I'm going with the Rams winning the Super Bowl.
All right, we'll
Fine.
start out.
This has been the Tavern. Thanks for watching. This is my man Tyler, my boy Caleb. Stay salty, people.
This has been the Tavern, episode 1, with Caleb, Tyler, Ryan, and myself. The Tavern is a podcast hosted by Project Salt Productions. Find us on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Thanks for watching. Stay salty.